Hiya Puddins! My name is Sade Paige, also known as What Page Is It? And today I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I know I normally talk about comic books and do cosplay. Now it's still within fantasy world of book-wise, but it's actually going to be a young adult fiction book. That is one I'm seriously excited about. Time out, pause. We are going to, while I'm talking about this book, I'm going to turn into a vampire. Although I don't have teeth, but you're gonna get it. It's just gonna be like, Lady Gaga's Vampiress look. No teeth. You get it. It's fine. This was not sent to me, even though I have been sent a few books. But this one I bought because I've been seeing it all over Instagram. People are making it so aesthetic. I've seen interviews with the author. They had like Zoom type meetings, interviews with her, and just hearing about the book and then seeing the people post this on Instagram, I was like, I need to buy this. I need to buy this now. I got it on sale, which I was shook that Amazon had it on sale because it just came out. So today we're going to talk about this beautiful book called Crave. I am super excited about this book, you guys. Okay, so here's the deal. If this gives you Twilight vibes, you're not wrong at all, I promise you. But it's way better than Twilight. And I will admit that I am a closet Twilight fan. I used to be obsessed back in the day, in my high school days. I'm sure you were too. I was a Twihart. Is that what they call it? Whatever. Anyway, something that I do like, I want to say about this book and the author herself, is that she knew going into this, even though as much as she wanted to write a vampire book for young adults, is that she knew that she would have to deal with the possibility of people comparing it to Twilight, so I think she kind of just ran with it when it came to the colors, the aesthetic of it, she even in the book itself, one of the chapters, she even brings up the book itself, the Twilight book, which I found very comical and just hilarious for that to be introduced within the book itself. The cover itself is gorgeous. I just like how it has the morbidness of the blood drip onto the white rose, coming from the V up down to the rose. Obviously, it lets you know right away it is a vampire book, but also too there's plenty of details within the book itself that I love it. I'm happy I can add it to my shelf. But if you take the sleeve off, it's red. I love red, anything red. And then it has the beautiful embossing of the name Crave itself. It's by Tracy Wolff, if I didn't mention this. Tracy Wolff wrote this book. I had never actually read any of her books before, so I'm now a new fan of her works. But I'm going to put the sleeve back on. Something else I'm really excited about. I've never ever had a book like this where the edges are raw. Can I get this? Can you focus on the book instead of my face? The edges are raw edges. So they're supposed to look like they're a bit torn. And I'm like really obsessed with it. And like, it just feels so good. And like, who sniffs their books? Don't lie to me. Anyway. I'm already rereading it, okay? I read it once. I was shook. I was hooked. So, the storyline for Crave, there's actually a couple main characters that you need to know about, but the two ones that the story is about is Grace and Jackson. So, Grace is a senior in high school who, unfortunately, her parents passed away in a tragic car accident after she's very upset about, obviously because her parents died, but also she ended up having a fight the night that they died. So she's basically shooketh to the core from her parents' death. So she then moves to Alaska. She's from San Diego, California, where she just goes to the beach and surfs and hangs out outside every day. Like, warmest weather ever. It's great. It's awesome. And then she moves to Alaska. Total polar opposites. And she has an uncle and a cousin that lives out in Alaska. She moves there, and it's actually at a boarding school. Her uncle is the headmaster of the school. The best way to describe this school is think of the show Legacies, and that's basically the type of school it is, like a school for the gifted children. So everyone is something, anything. It's full of witches, vampires, werewolves, and dragons. Hello. Never have I ever heard of a storyline where they talk about dragons as being human. I'm shook. shook. And I'm intrigued. And something that I did adore about Tracy during her interviews is how she was obsessed with Flint, who is actually a dragon. And she also hates werewolves, which I found very hilarious and interesting. Like, she despises it. And I did ask during the interviews, because you could just type in and ask questions, like, if she hated werewolves so much, why, like, how was it trying to write about it? And obviously the werewolves within the books aren't as heavily talked about, so I guess that should say something about how much she loves werewolves. That's pretty much non-existent. So I don't want to give totally a play-by-play on the chapters of the book, because that would be too long. I want you to enjoy it as a reader. It's like 64 chapters, okay? 64 chapters of pure goodness. But the only problem I have with the book is that it took about halfway through reading it for her to realize that her crush is a damn vampire. Which, I'm sorry, but how do you go through like half a book? I would honestly, that was the only thing I didn't like, was that it took that long for her to realize it. But yet, us as readers are like, honey. So, the characters that you need to know within this book are Grace, who's the main character that this storyline is about. Grace is human. Jackson is a vampire who is now the new love obsession of her life that she didn't know she needed. Her cousin Macy is a witch, and Flint is a dragon, hence the name Flint. Anyway, I don't really know where this is going, to be honest with you. I really hope I don't mess this up. Oh, that'll work. Oh, we're saving it. I think I got it. I don't know why I glued my eyebrows though. So there's a bit of what seems as a love triangle, shocker, between Grace and Jackson. Now, Jackson's the more broody, edgy, bad boy that, let's be real, all of us girls are obsessed with. I'm not gonna just assume that everyone loves a bad boy, but it's a weakness. I had it. I chose to stick with a good boy now. Love it. Hey, babe. Flint is more of the sweet, good boy type thing. Can flirt with just a smile. Like, I was definitely falling for Flint in the book, for sure. Flint was such a cutie. Also, Tracy herself was saying how much she was in love with him, and that she just adored writing about him, and I can see why now. Just looks ridiculous, but we're gonna save it, don't you worry. After Grace is there, not even 24 hours, the universe or something is just not agreeing with her being there. She, almost gets hurt like every day, or almost what seems like she's getting almost killed every day. She doesn't know why. Everyone keeps thinking, it's probably a fluke accident. Like, that's so strange. Why is this human who doesn't know anything dealing with all these fluke accidents, like, upon her arrival? I don't know. Why is she almost dying every 5 minutes? Something about Jackson Vega, I must say, oh yeah, his full name, if I did not say, is Jackson Vega, is the way his personality is within the book is, it kind of reminds me of Mr. Grey from 50 Shades of Grey. Because he's so kind of controlling and just like overbearing and just like growling and super like protective, like overly protective. I mean, obviously he's being protective because he knows like that it seems a little bit odd that she's almost having near-death experiences half the time, so he's freaking out about that and trying to keep her safe. I love that Grace, however, she's not just like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do what you say. No, she's like, back up, no boo. Like, I love how she's very much like a more stubborn, feminist type character where she'll stand up for herself, put him in his place if he's basically treating her the way she doesn't want to be treated. I love that about her dude. Oh, another thing to add about the book is that Universal Studios actually bought the rights to film the book and create this into the movie for us to see in real life, and I'm super excited about this because the storyline itself is phenomenal. The drama that happens in this book I haven't been so invested in a character within books. And I mean books itself. I'm not talking about comic books. I mean regular books itself. I haven't been invested in a character in a very long time. Probably since Twilight. I won't lie. I think that was the last time I can remember being unbelievably obsessed with the book. And I'm excited for the film to come out. I don't know when they're gonna film. They didn't say that. They just bought it. So, I mean, plus, you know, good old COVID. Probably give it 2-3 years. But another bonus that I just found out today, this morning. Hey Google, what's today's date?
It is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020.
Alright, so as of the May 12th, they announced that the second book is called Crush, and initially that was supposed to come out in next year, in 2021, but probably because of the high demand and the high praise, or the I don't even know, but it's moved up now to September 29th of this year. Oh, I thought I was impatient then. I am very much impatient now for September. Like, can we hop to it? Because your girl needs to read chapter 2. I'm so excited. Do I look dead yet? I'm trying to look dead. I know that sounds morbid, but that's the point, because it's a vampire. Hello. Get it together. But yes, so I'm super excited. I saw what the cover looks like. Okay, if you thought this book's cover was gorgeous, ooh, let me tell you, the second book's, here, I'll put it here. This second book's cover is beautiful. I love how they still have the dripping of the blood. I'm morbid. I love this shit. It's freaking awesome. But I love how they're still keeping the blood dripping from the font of the letter R now. Instead of the V, it's now the R. And it's dripping onto the ice. So I don't know, now that I think about it, I don't know if that flower symbolizes much within the book. I wonder if the ice in this does at all. I don't know. I'm not that deep, but maybe there's some symbolism there that I'm not picking up. If you know, let me know. If you're good at that type of stuff. I'm not. I don't know though if for the second book they'll have the raw edging as well, because that's something, I hope they keep that as a theme, but I know that's a bit pricey if I'm not mistaken. Like, I'm pretty sure that's an expensive detail to have within books, but it'd be cool if they kept that throughout. I'm excited. I'm now gonna keep growing my little book collection on my bookshelf. Now I will say, as much as the book drags out with her understanding what's happening with the school, it does pick up the pace a lot once that happens. I really shouldn't be using this brush, so please don't judge me. My light died, so I have to color change. Whoopsie! I don't want to put lashes on today. I don't think this look calls for it anyway. I'm just gonna put some mascara on. I got this necklace actually for what was a Halloween wedding, but I didn't end up using it, so we're gonna use it today. Whoop. Ow. Ah, I can dig it. Oh, I need a lip. I need a dark lip. Let's do red. I have a red lip. I want to look like it just had blood. But I'm going to use my Paradise makeup. I think here's good. I need it to drip more. Oh god, don't get it. I think I got it. Ooh! Alright. Something different I did for reviewing Crave, as well as doing a makeup look. I thought it'd be fun to do at the same time. I love it. Alright, put in. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye! Oh, now I want white hair.